What's up, Transformers fans? I'm Mondo. Happy New Year and welcome to another Moonbase 84 transmission. And welcome to the first episode of my year-long celebration, celebrating 40 years of Grimlock and the Dinobots. And today we're going to take a look at all of the G1 Grimlocks. Now, as I've been saying over the past few days, especially in my videos, Grimlock is my all-time favorite character. The Dinobots are my all-time favorite faction. And I just love Transformers that turn into dinosaurs in general. And I couldn't figure a better way to kick off this year-long celebration than checking out the G1 Grimlocks. Grimlock in G1 was one of the few characters that, thankfully for me, and if you like Dinobots, had multiple figures released. And we're going to take a look at them right now. So what you've been looking at as I've been blabbering on are the G1 Grimlocks. And of course we have the Big Daddy himself, the original 1985 release of Grimlock. And then we have his Action Master release and the Pretender release. And to start off small, we're going to take a look at the Action Master Grimlock first. And it's kind of funny because, of course, the Action Master line was a line of Transformers that didn't transform. And it kind of started the downfall in a lot of ways of Transformers in the G1 era. A lot of people, a lot of kids, and myself included, did not like that you had a Transformer that didn't transform. There are a lot of people today who still feel that Transformers should transform, but it's becoming more acceptable with like, what's it, 3.0 MDLXs, the YOLO Park stuff and things like that. So there is a growing fandom for that type of thing because they want a robot thing that can, be more articulated and stuff. But back then, definitely not. Most people hated this idea. As an adult now, I've come to appreciate this for what it is. As a kid, I too hated it. But we will take a closer look in what you get with the Action Masters. Well, there were definitely better Action Master releases, meaning that they came with like better stuff, better vehicles, because the whole gimmick was they came with like a vehicle that the Action Master could play with. Grimlock here, sadly, for such an important character, only came with this little thing, but we will take a closer look at that in a minute. But for a little figure, he is kind of cool. Of course, on mine you'll see wear and tear, sticker wear, because about a 40-year-old figure, almost there for the Action Masters, but you know what I'm getting at. But yeah, he is a cool little Grimlock for the robot mode that we do get him in. Nice Grimlock head sculpt, some nice detail in the chest. You got that gold, and yeah, just a nice robot representation of Grimlock. But of course, the Action Masters, what they did have, where they were a little bit more posable in a lot of ways than some G1. So he's got arm, no elbow. I don't remember if he had a head. Oh yeah, he does have head. Mine is stuck. Again, very old. And he could kick forward, back. My legs on him are really loose. It's weird, but his knees that do bend are pretty tight. And of course he comes with his little blaster accessory that's kind of like his double-barreled original gun, but kind of not. And of course you come with his little treaded cannon accessory, which has some nice sculpted details. And it does have a gimmick, if I remember correctly. Yep, you pick the lever and it goes down like that. And then you just flip it back up. You engage it like so. So again, boom, spring or whatever the mechanism is worn on mine because of age. But he can also ride it. Note the holes in his feet and the pegs. Now I think you probably ride it better if you do that. So you peg them on, and then Grimlock can then get my fat fingers back in, go for a little ride. Like so. So that is Action Master Grimlock. And now we have the Pretender Grimlock, another figure. The Pretenders, I don't think, if I remember correctly, didn't do so well. To me, they get more interesting when the shells are like beasts or like the vehicles. But originally we got dudes, chunky dudes in suits. But the funny thing about this Grimlock Pretender shell is his face, because if I shaved, because currently I have a beard, if I shaved this, I kind of look like this. So I think that's funny. My son thought it was funny, and it's also ironic that my favorite character has kind of a figure that I look like, so pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, so we'll take a closer look at his shell. And again, Mondobot. But yeah, he looks, I don't know, he gives off like, what were they, the Centurions type vibe? I could be wrong, I don't know, some 80s type, besides Transformers type other property. But he just has some nice detail. The paint on mine is still pretty decent. And he's just an armored robot man. I mean, there are some nicks and dings with the paint, again, age. And he's wearing this huge backpack thing that goes down to his butt, but you can see some thrusters. I try to clean him up a little more. I haven't cleaned him up in a while. But some nice sculpted detail. He does articulate, his arms move, just like that, very creakily. I don't think his head, no, his head doesn't move because it comes in half. And of course he has his blaster here with a bayonet, so pretty cool. And this is Grimlock's tail for the robot inside. So as Rumble would say, we're gonna crack this shell and take a look at the nut inside. Quickly on my copy, you can see some paint rub in his hair, unfortunately, and the side of his face, and that is due to this helmet, which is removable, and it scrapes and some paint right there. Unfortunate. Maybe I'll have it touched up, or I'll touch it up. But yeah, it's just solely from this helmet being so tight, it's scraping the paint off, and that's kind of a shame. So we will split the shell like so and reveal Grimlock. The little Grimlock within, which does transform, so he has that going for him, more so than the Action Master, I guess. And then you just unfold him like so. Now, this Grimlock is very tight, which is good, especially for its age. And we will plug on his tail. And there you have little Grimlock Pretender in Dino mode. I mean, he is kind of gappy in the bottom, but you know. But again, he does have some nice sculpted details. He's got orange eyes. And just a fun little Dino Grimlock living in the guts of this man, which is kind of funny. But I said he does transform, and he does have his robot mode, if I can remember how to do it. So you want to do that. Oh, that's the thing. These arms have to get out of the way. Like, do that. There we go. Do that. See, even a simple transformation like this, I fumble on camera, and that's why I don't really like to do them on camera. I'm not a transformation expert, at least when it comes to making videos. You can put his arms, which I forgot to show are articulated. Fortunately, the mouth doesn't open. Put his arms down there, and then his tail, almost like Beast Wars type deal, with the Beast Wars figures, becomes his blaster, I guess you'd say. And there you go. There's Robot Grimlock. I am going to remove the tail. It's nicely sculpted as we saw in Dino mode, but for a blaster, it's weird because it's shooting up. You'd have to angle down to shoot forward, which is strange, but I'm going to take it because it's so blocky. It's hiding a lot of his robot mode, which I want to show. So here is Grimlock in his robot mode. Again, really cool. He retains the gold. He's got the blacks. He's got an orange battle mask now, or maybe a brown, like a brownish tannish and orange eyes. But again, because most of it you saw in Dino mode, nice sculpt. And I guess we can compare him to the size of the Action Master. So he is a little shorter than the Action Master. So yeah, pretty cool. Again, as a kid, I didn't really care too much for the Pretenders. As I got older, I appreciate them more, especially, like I said, the ones that are vehicle Pretenders or beast Pretenders. But yeah, really like this Grimlock, and it's not just because I look like him. And last but not least, of course, we have the OG, the Big Daddy himself, the original G1 Grimlock that was released in 1985. And, you know, most of us know what, have seen this figure, know what to expect and all that, but it wouldn't be a proper G1 Grimlock video without having him. And to this day, I still love this Grimlock, and I think he's awesome. Of course, every articulation, design, engineering, everything, you know, in the modern day has made great strides, but there is still something awesome about, you know, the nostalgia, the awesomeness of the original G1 toys, and Grimlock definitely stays with me as one of my favorite, all-time favorite figures, along with the other Dinobots, of course. But we will, because it wouldn't be proper not to, take a closer look. Of course, here he is in his T-Rex mode. Again, I should have cleaned these a little more before I did the video. And of course, he has all this nicely sculpted robotic detail. He has the clear plastic with the chrome underneath. Shiny, shiny. The chrome arms. Some stickers. I might get some toy hacks and, I don't know, and put new G1 stickers on him, but I don't know, something, the worn outness makes it, you know, more nostalgic. He's been played with. Shiny feet. And of course, these G1 Dinobots have some really nicely sculpted details throughout. Mine, of course, due to age, the Dinobots, the G1s, are known for being kind of rickety. Mine is no exception. I'm actually thinking about buying the knockoffs that go around, just so I have a G1 Dinobots I can mess with without fear of breaking them, because, you know, with these G1 toys, they're old, and, you know, it's hard to find them in mint condition when you do get them, or if you already had them, they just wear out over time. And I want to be able to mess with G1 style toys without fear of breaking an original, so I think I might go that route and get the knockoffs so I can play with G1 Dinobots and not be afraid if they break. He does have articulated jaw, his head moves up and down, his little dino hands move, and of course his feet. So I will get him transformed up into dino mode, and we will take a closer look at that. I will do that off camera because, like I said, he's rickety and I'm always afraid he's going to break because of his age, and I don't want that. So I'm going to take my time, transform him carefully, and we will be right back with the robot mode. I always forget this with G1 characters. You know, most of the early ones have the cockpit because they came from Diaclone, so a little Diaclone guy can fit in it, and there's that with this Grimlock. So that's pretty cool as well. And here's the original G1 Grimlock in his robot mode, and again, he is old and rickety, but still, I love him. I have his hands up like that because they're very floppy. They don't like to stay, but in certain positions, his arm will stay. And of course, here's his sword, his gun. I also have his other accessories too. He's very back heavy as well. Let's get those other accessories out. I forgot to take them out. Apologies. I got him a little baggie. I don't really use them. But he comes with his little missile launcher. And I'll just take one out. I have 3 of them. I don't know if that makes him. I think that's complete. I think he originally came with 3, but comes with the little missiles. They're very worn. Yeah, so that's what the original Grimlock came with. I'm just putting them back while I'm gabbing because I do not want to lose them. And then we will take a closer look at him. And of course, he has his iconic double barrel blaster. Again, the stickers are worn. He's got the nice shiny gold. I mean, the H, he is very floppy. His little shell wings that have the T-Rex arms, very floppy. This is floppy, but you know, it's his age. He still does have a lot of his stickers, and they are worn, but still pretty cool. Take a look at the back. And of course, we know how he's known for being so big chested, kind of goofy with his head way back. And let's try to take a look at that head sculpt. Yeah, really nice head sculpt. he's just really cool. I mean, you know, I'm older, and seeing the you know, still having and messing around with the toys that I played with is a really fun thing to me. So he may be floppy, he may be rickety, but I still love him. And This Grimlock, along with the other Dinobots, are what started the Dinobots, craze in Transformers. And most people love the Dinobots, and they wouldn't be here if they didn't bring them over from Diaclone. So I appreciate that, and I love the toys. So this has been episode 1 of Moonbase 84's year-long celebration for 40 years of Grimlock and the Dinobots. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. They will be every Sunday throughout the year, tackling the toys, comics, games, anything Dinobots. We're going to have some discussions, talking about various Dinobots or whatever throughout the year, 40-year history. The next episode, I'm going to stick with G1 because it's about a figure I never actually had as a kid. And in recent months, I was actually, for the first time ever, able to acquire one for my own. So I thought that was really cool. After all these years, I finally have one that's mine. But anyway, as always, thanks for the support. Hope your new year is starting off awesome. And as always, thanks for docking.